Anybody remember those thick J.C. Penney's and Sears Christmas catalogs? Those heavy bricks of glossy paper that felt like holding the whole universe in your lap. Remember taking a pen or a pencil and circling the toys you wanted Santa Claus to deliver. That was pure magic. That was childhood religion. I can still smell the Christmas tree, that sharp pine scent mixing with the warm air from the furnace, and the plastic of brand new toys waiting to be loved. I can still feel the excitement when I'd flip to the toy section. Fisher-Price on one page, Mattel on the next, and my whole world lit up like tinsel. Baby skates. Oh, she was everything wind her up and she'd skate across the floor, like she had somewhere important to be. I found a brand new one on eBay years later, still in the box, like she'd been waiting for me. And Fisher-Price, they were the kings of childhood, that little record player with the 5 colored discs. You wound it up, and it played with its whole chest. That was my first DJ booth, my first concert, my first soundtrack. And the little people world. The house, the school bus, the garage with the tiny elevator that lifted the car like it was going to the top floor of destiny. For the longest time I thought Mattel and Fisher-Price were one company, because how could 2 separate companies both be responsible for that much joy? But even with all that magic, it was baby Heather who stayed with me. The Cadillac of toys, the crown jewel, the doll who didn't just sit there. She responded, she listened, she grew. I was 15 years old, still believing in Santa Claus, because the adults in that foster home kept the magic alive. The kids at school laughed at me, but I didn't care. Belief was the only soft thing I had. And when the abuse got bad, when I prayed to the God they worshiped to save me, but nothing changed, I wrote a letter to Santa Claus, told him everything, told him what the adults were doing, told him I needed a new family. I didn't know the adults would find it. I didn't know that's why they finally told me at 16 years old, there is no Santa Claus. But I still believed, I still put out cookies and milk. I still wrote another letter. I said, Santa, everybody says you're not real, but I believe you are, and I don't think you got my first letter. And on Christmas morning, the cookies were still there. The milk was still there, the letter was still there. And that's when I knew. But I did get baby Heather. And she took my mind off everything. She turned her head toward my voice like I mattered. She blinked her eyes like she saw me. She talked to me like I existed. I carried her everywhere. Grocery stores, car rides, everywhere but school. People stared, but I wasn't trying to impress anybody. I was just trying to survive. And the adults didn't like that she was a Caucasian doll. They said you shouldn't be carrying that white doll around. I didn't understand it. Baby Heather could have been Asian, Latina, mixed, Martian. I didn't care. She responded to me. That's all that mattered. And then came the day. I walked home from school and my whole childhood was gone. Every Fisher-Price toy, every Mattel treasure, my little people world, my baby skates, my baby Heather. All of it gone. I ran outside to the garbage cans, digging through bags, lifting lids, searching for anything. A record, a doll's hand, a piece of my life, but the bins were empty. Pickup day had already come. And the adults told me I had to change. No more drawing, no more painting, no more music, no more toys. They forced makeup on me, mini skirts on me, boys into my space, even though I didn't want any of it. I didn't have the word asexual back then, but I knew I wasn't interested. So I shut down, I disassociated. My inner child locked herself away and I became a robot. doing whatever they demanded. And then, years later, I discovered eBay. I typed in Baby Heather, just to see, just to touch the memory. And when that listing popped up, a Baby Heather doll in like new condition, it was like lightning hit my heart. When she arrived, when I opened that box, my inner child peeked out and said, "Oh, it's Baby Heather. She's alive. My childhood isn't dead." And just like that, I came back, creativity came back, art came back, music came back, joy came back. Now I have a shrine in my little apartment, a whole altar of Fisher-Price and Mattel toys, not because I'm stuck in the past, but because I'm honoring the child who never got protected. Every toy on that shelf is a promise I made to myself. No one will ever take your joy again. And to Mattel, thank you. You didn't know it, but you built something that saved a child's spirit. Baby Heather wasn't just a doll, she was a lifeline. And she still is. And while I was on eBay, searching for that vintage Fisher-Price record player, the one with the 5 little discs, I stumbled across something I didn't expect. An updated version. Fisher-Price made a new record player. It looks like the old one, but the records come in little baby sleeves with liner notes on the back, like real albums. They've got country, pop, kids classics. And then I saw it. A mindfulness record. Let me tell you something. I play that record every single morning. It's got a spoken word part that grounds me, a singing part that lifts me. And by the time it's done, I'm calm, I'm centered, I'm ready for the day. This is Fisher-Price, still healing me, still showing up, still making magic. And I couldn't believe it, but it's the best mindfulness record I've ever had.
Back in '87, a star was born so bright. Baby Heather came alive, turning day into night. She'd hear your voice and spin her head around, blinking eyes and movie mouth, the coolest doll in town. From baby Heather that's 6 months old to charming like a 2-year pro, her story flowed. No AI back then, but she felt so real. A friend in plastic, helping hearts to heal. Thank you, Mattel, for Baby Heather, intelligent and rare. No one today's ever made a doll that can compare. And thank you, Fisher-Price, I gotta thank you too. You brought me joy the way only your toys could do. With colors so bright and adventures brand new, you lit up my imagination through and through. She'd say, I love you, hold me, waking up at dawn, sleeping through the night. Other dolls just talk, but Heather's got the moves. Head follows sound, say their own little groove. Built to last like those old school rides. Through rough kid hands, she still survives. For lonely days and phantom dreams so deep, she's my coping queen, helping me to keep. Thank you, Mattel, for Baby Heather, intelligence and rare. No one today has ever made a doll that can magic after